Hello, hello. This is the first video of 2023. Sorry for the lack of updates, but I figured looking around my whole apartment, I kind of have sort of a tiny museum of my artwork that I've been doing for myself. So I figured that I could be showing you guys every artwork. I did ask my Discord and they completely agree. And they wanted to see what I've been up to. So let's get this started. So one of the thing is I started to get more into painting, and I really wanted to replicate the ones that I really liked, which just happens to be Squidward's painting, the weird looking one. And I really like it. I tried to make it exactly like it, but it was really hard. It looked so simple, but it really wasn't. It's basically what I did was I kind of just did a mishmash of colors in the background and then just had fun painting the top. Meanwhile, for my next one, it's just really more I'm doing like a lot of testing things that might work and see how it happens. With this next one, it's basically a tribute to one of my old artworks that I've done in college. I had a class that had a teacher, and I honestly did not like her. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like her because in my brain it was like, you're not an animation teacher, why should I care? And that was very stupid of me. And I honestly want to smack myself for even thinking that, because despite me not liking that course, I ended up making the coolest, weirdest piece of art I've ever done. And I unfortunately have completely forgot about it in my first ever apartment. And God knows my roommate at the time probably threw it away. But I wanted to recreate it in the best way that I could remember. And that was with a tweak of my newest fascination of gold and black. Shiny things, because I am a magpie and I love sparkly shit. So that was basically what happened with this painting. It was just some sort of weird birthday cake thing, and I just really wanted to see what I could do with fluid art and with straws, blowing the paint, and see how it goes. And you know what? I think it looks pretty neat. So now we have this next piece. This one's a little bit special. So basically, my mom, for the longest time, she's been trying to get me to grab all of her things from her house. She'd always say, oh, you might want to have a piece of home. You never know when, I won't be there. And I'm like, haha, funny. Like, you're going to live forever, Mom. Like, come on, you're only like in your 50s. You're good. But then I did gave in, and so I took this piece of furniture that I could store my DVDs and my books and all that fun stuff. And at that time, I was really into stickers, so I might have fucked up the whole project by putting so many stickers on it, and it looked so bad. But I was just like, ooh, I like art, I like stickers, it's a mishmash of everything I like. But then after a while I was like, it's really yucky and tacky looking. So I scraped everything, I sanded everything, and then I decided to paint the whole thing, which took me so dang long. So for some of you, you might not recognize a few characters, which I don't blame you. It's from a 90s series. And the others will probably recognize that Howl's Moving Castle. So I've put my favorite TV series and my favorite movie together. And so I have Von Fennell and Hitomi Kanzaki from the Vision of Escaflowne series. So they are flying on Escaflowne as their dragon form, and they typically have this pillar of light in the series which kind of transports to a different world. And so I thought it was really, really neat if that could be the portal to open to my things. So that's what I did. And obviously with the Howl's Moving Castle, that was quite the tricky thing, because that shit has a lot of fucking details. And I wanted to die at the end. It was so much. But you know what? It's so worth it. It's definitely one of my favorite pieces. I kind of wish I would have put this on a canvas because I feel like it would be much more protected, because this thing's huge. And if I'm going to move to the States to be with my fiance, I am terrified that it will scratch and remove paint. I'm so terrified, but hopefully it goes well. But yeah, one of my favorite pieces. And so the next one we have here, there was a point where I started to do some embroidery, and there was a point where I was like, you know what, I have a lot of fabric, I still have a lot of strings and stuff like that, I want to use it all. And so I figured I would attempt to make my cat, because I've seen these beautiful accounts on Instagram that can make such gorgeous, realistic versions. And I'm like, I could do that. Turns out, no, I can't. It is so much harder than I thought. Like, holy crap. Like, this in itself took me a good few days, and my hand was so sore. So you know what? It's fine. It's not 100% the best. But this is what I got for my cat, because I didn't know how to make a painting of a black cat, because you don't really see that much details. It's just a black blob. So for my little chunky boy, I'm sorry, but embroidery was the way I went for him. Which comes to the point where I painted my fiance's cat, Nixie. And I'm slightly pissed because she looks so amazing compared to what I did for my own cat, Evie. Like, Nixie looks like a flipping photograph. I don't know how I did this. I don't paint animals often, or if at all ever. She is my second time painting an animal. And I was just so shocked at how well it turned out. Because then when I'm looking at the one I did of Evie a few years ago, I was proud of it. But the more I look at it, I'm like, the face is wrong. The whole muzzle and stuff like that. The eyes should be a little bigger, Right now she looks like a granny cat. She has that old cat face. It doesn't look like that kitten that I was trying to portray. But you know what? I still love it. It's still good. I fixed it a little bit on Photoshop. But, I can't do that in real life without messing all the hard work I did. So that's a thing. And so then we have my first embroidery ever. So on Amazon, they have these cool things where you can actually buy little kits to practice and stuff like that. And so I'm like, this looks easy and fun. And you know what? It was really, really fun. I've come to the point where if there's a template, I can do things. But if there's not so much. For my next painting, I saw this amazing artist that was selling these beautiful prints, and I was in love with this painting, and I wanted it so freaking bad. But the issue was, the prints were like $5,000, and I'm like, I don't have that kind of money. So I'm like, fuck it, I can paint. So I decided to do it myself. And you know what? It looks freaking dang close. And I am hella fucking proud of this. It is probably my prettiest one, which just so happens to be something that I didn't design. Which is a little sad, but whatever. So we have this beautiful skeleton with a brain. And the reason for is, if you've seen my past videos, I've had skin cancer. I have neurofibromatosis type 2, which is a way to say that, yes, I have a lot of fucking tumors in my brain and my spine. And they're like in the nerves and stuff like that. And they can cause me to lose my hearing, to having a fucked up looking face if they're not fixed, and, you know, all that fun stuff. So I thought, hey, why not make something ugly beautiful? And in an art class, you keep painting skeletons and stuff like that. So I figured, yeah, let's do it. And you know what? It took me a while, and I really, really freaking like it. Although I'm really garbage at flowers, but you know what? It's not that bad. So with art, one thing I really do like is the variety of things that you can make. And I found out I started to have this new love of 3D art. And by 3D, I mean smooshy 3D paste acrylics. And I was like, people make such amazing art. I freaking want to try that too. And it's much harder than I thought. There's different kinds of acrylic paste that you can get. Some that just look 3D, but then they somehow dry flat, which, what the heck? That's not a paste. It's not 3D. Why are you telling me it is? So yeah, I might have wasted like a lot of money to find a perfect paste. And you know what? It's still freaking hard. I don't know what the hell I was doing, but I made a tree. So, you know what? It's a good start. And then I remember I saw this thing on Instagram about these weird golden nuggets on a black canvas. And I was like, this inspires me to do something. And I was like, I'm going to do this, but with dinosaurs. I don't know how those two like come together, but they did in my brain. But that's probably because I have ADHD. But you know what? Whatever, it just makes me creative. And you know what? I think it really looks cool. I mean, yes, it is quite sharp to the touch, but I really like the whole 3D-ness that it looks like a skeleton that's embedded in the canvas. Like, I would have liked to make, like, I don't know, some gravel or something, but I didn't want to mess it up because I was really, really happy with what it looks like. So, that's why I have it hung next to my plants to give me that nature look. So for the next one, it's just another piece that I worked for an embroidery after I've sworn off embroidery. I just saw this cat and I was like, I like the fact that this thing shows its butthole. And I wanted this on my wall. So I bought it. And originally the cat was supposed to be completely white. And I was like, well, you know what? I did an embroidery of my cat light. I might as well do one of Evie. And so I tried my best to do what I could with the little amount of threads that I had. And yeah, so here's a little tiny version of Evie with her ass showing to the world. And I did use some watercolor paint to do a little background with the flowers and stuff like that. One thing I'm really sad is that the glue from the back seeped through the canvas. But, I mean, there's nothing I can do unless I want to paint over it, which I don't want to do. So that's how it's going to look forever. And then we also have, I guess it would be my first painting ever, because when I started working for my boss about a decade ago, she got into this paint canvas or something at night. It's like where people like go out, have drinks, paint at the same time as everyone. And I was like, cool, I like to try that. And so the scene for this one is just a cherry blossom tree with the moon in the background. But because I'm pretty fast compared to most people, I decided to add the TARDIS from Doctor Who. And you know what? A lot of people knew what it was and they really liked it, and I felt really proud. Had a few people take photos and I'm like, hell yeah, baby. So yeah, I was very, very happy about that. So I know most of the stuff on my walls are from mine, but I do have 2 paintings that are from my mom, because she is also a fantastic artist. So we always had like a lot of paintings in our home, and when she passed away, I've inherited a few. So I've kept the ones that I remember her painting. In particular, this one in the winter scene makes me think very much of Canada and Ontario, where I come from. So I figured, you know, if I'm gonna move to the States where there's gonna be no snow, thank God, I will just take a little piece of home. So I just remember her working on that so long, and she worked so hard, and it looks so good. Oh, my mom was so great. And then there was this other piece that was made, I believe, before I was born, but I really, really like it. There's just something about it. It's just so dark, and then you see like the light like piercing through the clouds. There's just something magical about it. I don't know. Am I weird to see this, or like, do you guys get this feeling that I get? I don't know, man. It's just, I love art so much, so freaking much, and yeah, I'm hoping that my new place will allow me to be able to put all of my artworks to display, because I'm very proud of all of them. Because I mean, yeah, I feel like I've been doing way more since like the whole COVID thing and stuff. Like, I only had like a month off when that happened, and then I was back into business because I'm in healthcare or whatever. Yeah. Another thing I would like to show you would be my beautiful apartment that I worked so flipping hard to redecorate, because the person that lived where I was, they were like a huge Montreal, like Toronto Maple Leaf fans or something about hockey. Kind of fail about as a Canadian because I don't care about hockey. Regardless, the whole apartment was this god awful bright blue. Like, oh my gosh, it was so much to look at. And you know, when you're in quarantine for like a whole month and you're just staring at this ugly ass blue walls, I just couldn't do it anymore. So I spent, I think, three days per wall or something ridiculous. A lot of work for a chunky person like me, but like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. I even like decked out like the whole main game room center with all my computer and stuff, to have this beautiful diamond in order to have my Howl's Moving Castle painting, which I will probably not bring to me in the States if I get accepted for this K1 visa. We shall see. But yeah, whoever that will live after me at this location better thank me, because I saved them a lot of freaking trouble with decorating, because this place looked awful. Anyways, I really, really hope that you guys liked my paintings and my showings of my mini museum of sorts. And if I manage to find some old artworks, because I used to have a very bad habit of shredding old evidence of old ugly art, I will try to show you that as well, just to show the comparison of what I did before and what I can do now. So yes, anyways, thank you so much, and especially for all of like my Patreons. I know I have not been that active, and I'm so sorry, but with all of my health stuff with my tumors and well, now being diagnosed diabetic, so yay. Just a lot of health issues that I'm trying to cope with. And the whole thing about the whole K1 visa, like, I am alive. I am well, or as much as I could be. If you guys want to talk to me, I'm always there on Discord. I do try to have the link everywhere to be able to contact me if you guys want to chat and, ask me questions and stuff like that. I'm always there for you guys. So hopefully the next video won't be too far in the future, but we'll see. If I move, I will definitely make a whole video about that. And yeah, well, we'll see what's happening in the future. But until then, I'll see you guys later. And hopefully your 2023 year is going in a positive direction. All right, see you guys later. Bye.